shipmates. Let's get the camera somewhere handy. Dandy Andy. Maybe just zoom just a little bit more. So look at that. That's probably better. Ooh. Just let the feed catch up a little bit. Scoff down a couple of these sweeties. Get myself straight. How are we doing, shipmates? Dale, how are you? Hello to you too, darling. Okay. Let's get this road on the show. Okay, tonight we're doing as it says in the description, Pagan Priest 4, the Blind Seer and his boy, SPR11 is the code. Saga. I'm sorry, you got to check out Saga 4's Day if you haven't already. Yeah, I just love the way he says Saga. It's brilliant. I'm quite easily amused, as you can probably tell. Okay, so I think we've just about to hit the appointed hour. I think we're still slightly early, aren't we? Yeah. Oh my god. Yes, and why not Dale? Absolutely. Right. Whilst everyone turns up, etc., 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 we shall start. I'm starting with Bubbly Berry and Flesh. Just pop some on the wet palette. Let's have a close look at the miniature before we start. So there he is. All I've done with him is... Yeah, I'm good. How are you, Mr. TMP? Yes, we're going to do this miniature tonight. Which... So Saga, one of the priests. Blind Seer and his boy. Got a suspicious theory about this guy, which I will go into in a little while. Without further ado, let's get some matte medium in one of these little pots. And away we go. Is that zoomed in enough for everyone? Do you see kind of a bit of everything going on? Oh no! Oh, there's so many colds about, isn't it? I've been fighting it for the last couple of weeks and been dancing around people with colds, etc. Because we had a gig tomorrow night and then found out yesterday it had cooled off. So all that hassle and all that. But never mind. Good evening, Jeremy. As you can hear in the background, I decided to stop the dog snoring. I'd buy a pot of chews, like these vegetable kind of pressed animal ones, like they look like hedgehogs and stuff. So if you hear some munchity crunchy going on back there, that's what's going on. Hopefully once you've done that, you shall go back to sleep and start snoring again. Evening shit, mate. Let's have you on board. So just laying down a layer of flesh. It can be nicely drying. Yeah, somebody asked on the Facebook page if I'd done a video for these guys. Yeah. Which I hadn't, but luckily that day I was going to Beast Towers, so I thought I'd restock with one. So here we are. You guys ask, I deliver. I'll attempt to. A bit of a dip into the medium there. Keep it neat and tidy. So is this the beginning of the cold for you, or are we mid cold or end of cold? Because those are very different times, aren't they, in your life? More fleshy bits. Poor little Mike socking his bum. So we're on quite solid with the base. There we go. So next up, let's hit that tabard. As ever, I'm gonna use the one that's painted on the Gripping Beast site as kind of a rough painting guide. I mean, it's the painting on there is by another one by Darren Linnington. Oh, blimey. Enjoy what you can, shipmate. That's the thing. Enjoy what you can. So we're going with Viking Blue. So obviously we're not going to put as many layers as Darren put on his. So a lovely paint job. Layered it all up. So we're going to do like a shortcut version of it. So I'm thinning it down a bit just so I get a nice thin layer. But this blue's got a lot of white in it, so it's going to be quite solid anyway. But we'll still get the light and the dark show through. Good evening, Benjamin. Do I send for? To be honest, most of them. I did go for a whole stage of just using Great. This is Zenithal with black and Vallejo grey, so it's a very light grey. Sometimes I swap it out for a white, depending on what I'm doing. Very rarely go from a black base now. Whereas back in the day, it was all black base, and what the hell are those people thinking doing from a white base? Yeah, so yeah, I think majority of them I think I do. Because, like, why not? It suits most purposes of stuff I'm kind of doing. I do different kind of strengths of Zenithal, if that's a thing. So this one, it's got a lot of grey on there, whereas if I was going for a one-off piece where I'm going to do lots of layering, etc., I'd only put a little tiny bit of grey on it. So yeah, I suppose that's the only difference. He's having a right munchy crunchy in the background now. I don't know if that's worse or better than the snoring. We shall find out in a bit. But yeah, the ship's wench is downstairs wrapping up Christmas, so the ship's dog's been turfed out because he wasn't much. Surprisingly, he wasn't helping her an awful lot. I find that quite surprising. Okay, so that's the back of the Raven. So as you can see, it's quite a nice flat blue. And his tunic, we're going to go for... I'm going to use Angel Green. Give it a good shake because this does separate a little bit. So, everyone got their orders in with Santa for for their prezzies. Okay, we're going to put lots of medium in this. We're going to get this really thin. This is why I like the Zenithal for this sort of stuff. So you see on the palette just there, it's quite thin. I'll show you on my nail how thin that is. There we go. Oh my god. Mrs. Dale, if you're listening, put the Jaffas down. Step away from the Jaffas. Did that help at all? Am I now on a banned list? So you see that's that thin out green. We're just gonna get... Oh, well done, Ben. Didn't you say that, though, a little while ago that you weren't going to do that? Or was I dreaming? Could have been a very strange dream, that one. That's a really specific dream, isn't it? Somebody said to me they're not going to order any miniatures. Cool. We like the controversy in them, you see, Ben. The fact that, you know, they are cakes. They're not biscuits. They shouldn't be kept in the biscuit tin because they're cakes. You need a special cake tin. Sorry, Dale. I tried to help, and I'm sorry, Mrs. Dale, as well, if I've caused any offence. Please don't hurt him too much. I need somebody watching my videos. So as you see, we've done very thin on the green there, so that'll dry, and that'll show that highlight through. Okay, he's got a red top. He's quite. Am I causing? I don't know if I'm causing more trouble than I'm solving here. I'm. I think I need to put a statement out that I am no way responsible. No, I think that's enough. In no way am I responsible. You tuned in to someone that calls himself Pirate Rich, so if you take any advice from me, it's entirely up to you. Yeah, I can't be held responsible. Full stop. I can't be held responsible. Okay, so he's done like a brownie ready top, so we're just going to go for the red kind of top. So we're going to go for Abomination Gore. The Jaffa Wars. Yeah. You see in a future museum that it was caused by a small painting channel on the what they used to call YouTube. Yeah. I've just got pictures of Alexei Seld on the Young Ones when he used to do like a little stand-up bit, and he talks about um, how many biscuits are named after revolutionaries. You've got Garibaldi, Bourbon, etc., etc. Revolutionary biscuits of Italy. Yeah, he's very random, Alexei Sale. If you're a massive Young Ones fan, you remember that. So we've watered this one down again. It's a nice red base colour, this Abomination Red. You run away to sea. We went to visit my friend down Torquay way, and the first annual pirate day in Brixham Harbour. You got the ship there was named as our ship then. But that was funny. many packets of Jaffa cakes and hobnobs. So I've been over with a thin layer of that red. I'm just going back over a little bit just to strengthen certain areas up. Keeping it thin because there's like a cross-hatched bit of detail on the tabard. I don't know if you can pick it up on the picture. Ah, evening, Rich. The solstice shall now be known as Jaffa Day. Yeah, hobnob. I think when chocolate hobnobs came out, that was I was sharing a flat at the time with one of my besties, and I think we're living on a diet of Jaffa cakes, chocolate hobnobs, alcohol, with the occasional pot noodle thrown in. I think that was it. Quite a healthy diet, really. So I'm going to go for a Banshee Brown for his twos. Yeah. I remember the being in a very drunk stage when I was very young and rowdy, and they put lots of salad in my kebab. So I stood there out the front of the shop, throwing a salad at their window, telling them they should never give me salad again. It seemed a reasonable thing to do at the time. Yes, this Banshee Brown will just, believe it or not, that is thinned out, so it's got great coverage. Be interesting when we get to play with these new paints that they're bringing out. You hear the dog sniffing around for any little tiny bits of chew that he's dropped. Yeah. See, I'm with you there, Dale. Salad, right? Most vegetables and salad are green, aren't they? You know what I mean? And that's nature's warning colour, isn't it? If you found something green, you in your caveman brain, yeah, that means it's rotten and mouldy and you shouldn't eat it. So why would you eat, you know, cabbage? Careful, Tank. Oi. Careful. Let me just sort out the dog is there. Back over there, silly. Right, back with you. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I'll have a look, but I think you've got to try these things yourself, see if they're any good for the process. Yeah, your process. All I want from them, I can see the coverage being good, but the coverage is good on these anyway. If they've put a better fluid it's suspended in, a bit kind of more stable, because some of these do take a lot of shaking to get working. And I'm in where I put the medium in them. I think the medium makes them work really well as well. So I can't see them being a problem, but it's just the videos I've seen so far makes me wonder. They're going over the look how are the coverage thing, which is going to be the selling point. But for me, I want to know how well they water down. I so I want to thin them down already before using them. I want to thin them down. Yes, there is some questionable things that we eat and think, how the hell, who should try that first? You know what I mean? Milk. For just straight at the top. Who the hell? I'm gonna go and pour those dangly things underneath that cow. I mean, they weren't domesticated at the time, I would have thought either. So it would have been a captured, I suppose, bison-y thing. I suppose this is showing a huge, huge lack in my knowledge here. But yeah, can you imagine it? Mushrooms. Yeah. Grey matter beige next. We're going to lay some white areas down with our off-white beigey colour. So we're just gonna, we're gonna do sleeves. We're just watering it down with that medium again. Absolutely, Ben. You know when the stuff you're eating is this stuff that was discovered when people were really pissed because you can only really eat it when you're drunk. I mean, let's face facts, right? Kebabs, doner kebabs, they're not a good food source, are they? Yeah, I get cheese. That's where some lazy buggers, yeah, couldn't be bothered to go and catch anything, and oh my god, what's that? Let's try it anyway. I get that. It's pure. That's pure laziness, cheese, isn't it? Very yes, Ben, probably. After raising a few teenagers, some of the stuff you find in there, hanging around in their bedroom, you know, old pizza boxes with their own ecosystem. Some of the unique smells that you can only find in a teenager's bedroom, which is the main reason not to go in there. But you usually find them when you're going in there to open a window that hasn't been opened in living memory. Yeah, you got if you find anything that's still moving or got a pulse. Yes. So just thin that beige out. Just yeah, blue cheese is a bit. Yeah. They've got this cheese stuff. All right, I get that. I get the cheese. I bet it'd be better if we let it go even more rotten. Yeah. Strange, that, isn't it? There's probably things living in the bottom of swamps that are more edible than stuff you could find in a teenager's bedroom. Yes, penicillin. Let's face facts, right? Penicillin could have well been discovered by teenagers far beyond scientists. So I'm just gonna hit the flesh up. Going back to the painting for a moment. The flesh is now dry, so we're gonna go with we're using Speed Paint 1 Crusader skin. Yeah, there was it the Trappist monks beer, wasn't it? Because they when all the EC regulations were coming in, back in the 80s, they had to move it from the caves, and they found that there was some mold that was growing on the top of the cave or something that was dropping into the vats that was giving it its unique flavour. And I can't remember the name of the beer. My friend would know because he's a beer guy. Yeah, there was the milkmaids as well, wasn't it? Or had got was it cowpox or whatever as well? That was stopped them getting something else as well, wasn't it? Yeah, there's lots of stuff that we've done by accident anyway. I'm quite good at that. Right, so I'm just gonna go over the colours we've done with the matching tones next. So obviously start with the blue tone. I'll swap to a crappier brush. Lay some blue over that, just takes it down. I'm going all over rather than just letting it into the groove, so toning the blue down as well. Next I'm going to lay down that green. As you see, it's dried quite nice now. That angel green works really well when you thin it out. Now the dog is arriving around on his back with another toy. If it's falling too heavy, just zip it up, wick it away. So next we want the red. Yeah, so this miniature, it suddenly clicked. So I've painted them a few times for different people. It's quite a popular mini to use as your Saga Priest. It was when I was painting. Gripping Beast did a giveaway Odin miniature, and it reminded me of this guy. I wondered if this was Odin in one of his forms. So you got the crow on his shoulder. Is the boy the other crow? I don't know. Is there any stories of him been a blind seer? I don't know. Does anyone know? Thoughts? Am I barking up the wrong tree there? Who knows? Okay, so on his trews there, I'm just going to drop some. Or shall I wait until I get the other brown in there? No, let's drop some soft tone in there now. Of Odin turning into a blind seer. Because he was quite often a traveller, wasn't he? He'd turn up at a village and test them as a traveller. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought with the... he's technically got one eye, isn't he? Because his son's being the other eye. I don't know. Depends how you interpret it, I suppose. I could just be putting stuff in that's not... I just thought it was an interesting idea. I just thought I'd float it out there for you guys, you know what I mean? So that's the soft tone on there. So with the soft tone, I'll take a little bit into there and then mix it really thin. It's just a little bit. With that thinned out soft tone, I'm just going to put that over his beige sleeves. Just tone it down a bit so we can go back in and pick up the highlights. And we do his blindfold. There we go. So how far away? 45 minutes. It's not bad. Let's go with... what should we do this? The lads. Now, Darren's given him black trousers. I think that's... giving him kind of brown sleeves, but kind of a different brown. So let's use... no, I'll have a look. Let's use Elven Flesh, which, as you know, is the one I use for Roman Tabard. You'll see what I mean. Let's get back to the brush with the point on it. A little thinning from the matte medium. Yeah. quite sure why. Who knows? Okay. So next, we deal with his clues. Stick with Darren's paint. This is our watered down black. I'm just going to go in with a brush of medium just to make sure it's nice and thin. Oh, this one. This is the picked alternative. It's going to be my picked warlord. I've just got it to that point, and then I've had to stop for a couple of commissions. So he's waiting for me to put the reins on, etc. But yeah, he's from Gripping Beast. I'm working on a picked Saga warband. Done a Saga. Yeah, it's a nice little. I love doing chariots. We had a quick game of Saga this afternoon with one of my sons. He had an afternoon off. So he had a bit of a just straight old bash between some Vikings and some Anglo-Danish. I think probably the Anglo-Danes just edged it. They got quite close towards the end. Probably. Yes. Somebody's lining up to give my picks a good kick in as soon as they're finished. Because I mean, I've got the ordinary picked warlord, but when you've got an option to take a chariot as your warlord, come on, it has to be done, doesn't it? Really. As you can see from this black, it's pretty watered down, which I think works really well. So you can, especially on the Zenithal stuff, you get some free highlights, which is what we like. Now the little boy's got black hair. I'm never keen on painting just straight black hair, so we won't. Instead of having white feathers, we're going to have raven feathers. And that's kind of a rabbit tail or something down the inside there. Let's do the handle of the dagger. The dog's making some rather funny noises. Perhaps if I know him, he'd stop. So now I'm going to grab our secret weapon, which is Model Air Burnt Umber. Why do we call it our secret weapon? Because it's our secret weapon. That's why we call it our secret weapon. Yeah, so you can do so many things with it and get away with it. Leather, just because it's already watered down. Right, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to take the dog downstairs. He's making funny noises. See if I can get wifey up so we can collect him. We'll give that a couple of goes first. We'll keep going for a moment. So yeah, with this. He might do his funny look at me voice. It's a funny little squeak he does sometimes. Oh, it sounds so sad. If you can, I don't know if you can hear it. Okay, so just running this brown. There. Just the belt with the little kid. Right, so you're gonna have to give me 2 minutes, guys, so I can get rid of the dog. Won't be a sec. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure what was that. I think he was trying to get another treat. So I got him downstairs. He wanted to come back up again. And I thought, okay. Did I miss anything? Okay. Just run this into... It's got a bit of a wash, so we'll just dry our brush out a bit. You kind of want it to do a bit. So rather than painting it, I'm running that brown, that's quite fitting, isn't it? Into where his trews are laced, if you know what I mean. Because some of that wash is still wet in there. There we go. That makes sense. Let's do some around those boots. I think we use it for the kids' hair as well, rather than black. But in fairness, with my theory, that's maybe why the kids' hair is raven black. The plot thickens. And is he hiding a beak in that hand rather than sucking his thumb? Am I reading far too much into this miniature? I don't know. I'm going to ask the beasties next time I see them. And see if there was any plans to do that. Probably not. It's probably just all in my strange imagination. We do the when it looks like a bit of a fur tail of some description. That brown as well. Oh, nice. I'm not going to sing the Ella Jones song. Everyone is safe. Okay, we're going to use Basilisk Brown next. Thin it out with the matte medium. And this is for his hair. The start of his blonde hair. You need one of those Mark Safe stickers, don't you? Mark Safe from listening to Pirate Rich singing Walking in the Air. And quite rightly so. Yeah. What's everyone been up to this? Any hobbying, guys? I know everyone's been dead busy. Talk about pressure again. I'll tell you what. I visited the Beast Towers the other day, and they were absolutely. I'd say knee deep, but they're not. They were up to their chins in it. Lord S was in the casting room, going casting as quickly as he can. Yeah, it was all hands to bump. Oh, well done, Dale. Nice. Yeah, I think I've got some Highlanders to do. Some front rank ones. I think I picked up a few bits and pieces. Sort of a package to keep the videos going. What else have I painted this week? Okay, so that's the Basilisk Brown on board. Are you enjoying the paint jobs on there, mate? They are lacquered. I put some lacquer on them, so it's the Vallejo one. What else have I done? Oh, I finished a little Lord of the Rings commission. That was good fun. Cool. I painted Saruman the White and a couple of orcs. Yeah, I'll tell you what put me off Napoleonics for a little while was I painted two 15mm armies for someone on a commission. And I'd not painted 15mm for a long time, and yeah, I found I could paint too much detail into them, if you know what I mean. Or I'd got used to painting, because I've got a 2mm Napoleonic army somewhere kicking about. But I'm quite happy to go down to tiny scales. And yeah, this 15mm, I just found I kept putting more and more detail in it. And I thought, oh, this is not good. I mean, it did look smashing when it was done. I mean, 15mm does look awesome on the table. But it It seemed never ending, you know what I mean? 10 mils, I think, a better scale. Or even 6, in fairness. But 15 just seems a little bit too big. Yeah. I mean, nowadays, if the detail's there, isn't it? So I mean, if you're going 15, you might as well go 28. In fairness, I think you could probably a lot of time paint 28 faster. I'm just using that off white. For the bindings at the top. Because we'll put some wash over that in a minute. There we go. And we'll just touch some of the highlights up on the areas we used the off-white before. Just like sleeves and his blindfold. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna, they look like bells or something to me, so I'm gonna use some greedy gold, and we will turn it down to sort of brass in a sec, but we've got to start with that. So use a crappy brush again because it's a metallic, and metallics chew your brushes to pieces. Little buckle in there, so just put some gold on that. I think that's about it for metal. Oh, and it's got some like bracelets there, so there we go. So nearing that point of the miniature, I always say this to people, where you can sort of say, well, that's done. I'd say we're an hour and 10 minutes in. So my favourite yellow, or the only yellow you need, Cassandra yellow. So it's like an orangey. It looks good over red as well. So it's definitely got an orange tinge to it. But if you don't want it to be, if you don't want to use this, you could use a brown wash on it, or you could water down some yellow. But it seems I'm going to go yellow over the top to highlight this. I just want it to be a bit darker. we go. That's that done. Let's paint the base in. So that one, yeah, oak brown is what we use, and obviously dump it into our secret weapon just to use it up. And we will put a squirt of medium in there. Get a cruddy brush. Stir that up. You see how thin that's gone, so that's just how we want it. We want it nice and thin, so the colour of the stone shines through. And it's kind of instantly highlighting itself. We once painting for an early Spartan WRG army 15mm. We noticed there was, you could have up to 300 javelin, and sort of went and bought 300. I think they were minifigs or something like that, and we just done them in one go. Me and my friend Jean-Luca, we've done them in one evening, like a conveyor belt. That made my eyeballs drop out. Wasn't a pleasant experience, that one. Okay, so that's all of our base colours on with the tones. So now we're going to start working into it a little bit. Let's see, what can we do first? Got a bit of yellow on Mr. Raven. Then he's a little bit more black. That's all right. We can sort that out in a sec. If we can find, that's the brown one. I'll just put a bit more medium into that, just to drop onto the staff. Okay. A little bit on his hair. On that bag. I think it just needs a little bit of strengthening up, really. So next, I'm going to start working into this bad boy a little bit. Nice. Enjoy your kebab, sir, and all the best to your wonderful better half. And hopefully she's left you some Jaffa cakes. So, right, blue. So we had Viking blue. So we're going to skip up a couple of colours to troglodyte blue. There are many troglodytes in the Dark Ages. That's when they come from. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Ben. Thanks for joining us, mate. Have a good one. So we're going to walk this troglodyte blue right out. Wash my brush. I don't want to pick up too much blue. And we're just going to hit the highest edges with this. Along the edge, anywhere where the light's going to catch. So it's the upper folds of the cloth along that bottom edge. Just widen it out a little bit. Love that. Cheers, Gramps. Love that. That's good. If it's nice and thin, it's not going to overpower everything. So we can carry on adding and adding and adding. That's what we want to do. We don't want to go bloop and just replace everything that's there. We've already got a guide really from when we did the tones. You can see where the lighter bits are, so we're just going inside the lighter parts, leaving the darker parts. Sorry about that. People texting me and they know I'm busy. Just keeping that medium going in. Show you how thin that paint's getting. That. Yeah, can you see that? It's hardly there at all. That's how we want it. So we can just keep going. Just picking out the heightened areas. Nearly there on that blue. It's a lovely build on there, that. Okay, so that's the blue done. So now we're going to start with the red. So we're going to get pure red. You're that old in your mind. I think I'm still 14, 11 maybe. I play with toys. Come on, 22 is too much. We play with toy soldiers. These are toy soldiers. I don't think men don't have to go past 11, 12 anyway, do they? In their mind. So we're just gonna do the same with this red. Gonna keep adding medium so we get nice and thin. Yes, I will do the video soon, Rich. Okay, so now where we've got this checkered pattern on there, we're going to avoid going in any of the crevices. We're just going to pick out all the high bits. That makes sense. There you go. New Year's resolutions. Oh wow. Hmm. I always find out picking something you already do. So I will make a new resolution to paint some miniatures again this year. So it's a great success. So as you see now, this red is starting just to build up. Again, on there gently. If it gets too much, you can always go back over with the base color or maybe another tone. You want to avoid putting too much on and making it solid all over, you know what I mean? Because you might just paint it red then. Just letting the tip of the brush just touch down every different places on it, you know? Depends how they get there. Rate them. You might say, well, that was only a 5, I'm afraid. So I'm giving you 50p. Commando green. So we're going to bring the highlights of the green up. Again, this is the sort of next level to what we usually do. So, but it's a character miniature, so can just add in a bit of medium, nice and thin, and then this green we're just gonna catch those raised areas. They're already highlighted out for us because remember we thinned that other green right down, so it looks a little bit white, I suppose. We're gonna hit with this. Because it's nice and thin, that light's still gonna shine through. We're aiming for the edges of the cloth where they've done wrinkles, folds. We're aiming for the edge of it. Be careful with our brush not to put too much on. There we go. Ah, bonjour, Jean-Luc. I'll repeat my theory about this miniature. See if you know anything. Right, this is the blind seer and his boy, okay, from Gripping Beast for the Saga Priest. Now, I've come up with a theory, which may be wrong, that this is actually Odin in disguise, because obviously he's blind. He's got a raven, and this maybe the other raven hiding his beak in his hand. What do you think? Am I onto something, or have I gone completely crazy? Oh dear, a 2. That's awful, Gran. Ugh. Carol singing 2. Oh dear. This is just a flesh wash, just to hit on that gold, to tone it down, to make it bronzy, coppery stuff. None of us could think of any kind of... It's a very Odin-y thing to do. Could be. Just gonna get some of that brown, strengthen those leg strap-ins. That green's come out nice, isn't it? So next we're going to go... So we did the basilisk brown hair with the wash on it. And we're just going to demonic yellow for some highlights. How are you doing anyway, Jean-Luc? I was going to ring you earlier and I ran out of time. So I've not watered this yellow down, but what I've done is I've taken some back out of the brush. There's not too much in my brush, and I'm just gently doing like an over brush. So it's a bit like a dry brush, but we're not dry. So loading the brush, taking the paint out of it. There's not too much in there. Just using the very tip of the brush just to pick out the odd bit of hair. There we go. But you got to be very careful, very light with your hands, because if you go too strong, you're going to just get paint everything yellow, and we're going to lose that nice base colour we've got going on there. Literally, there's no pressure on that brush at all. You could even hold it down here. Look, there's no, I'm putting no pressure on there. Even the weight of the brush is just a little bit too much. And we're going in that sort of U shape around the top of the red. A halo. There we go. He does look a bit like he's doing a bit trumpety thing, isn't it? So now we're gonna go back to our original flesh colour, which is our bubbly bear in. We'll water it down a bit with our matte medium. And we're just gonna pick some knuckles and a couple of highlights. His nose. There we go. And I just want to put a little bit more black on the raven, because he's a little bit light. I'm just gonna strengthen that a bit. That's pretty much it, I think. We could take the, well, actually we take his tunic up to the next colour, which is Mars Red. We'll do this just because we can. How are you feeling, Johnny? Yeah, thin that Mars red down just a little bit. I'm going to aim for the very high points on this tabard in the same way as we've just done the hair. So it's with a wet brush, but I'm just going to pick away. Yeah, but he also used to turn up as a wanderer and stuff, didn't he? He'd turn up as a seer sometimes, a wandering seer, and foretell people's fortunes and stuff. A bit like Zeus, really. Am I right, Johnny? There's no reason in your game of Saga you can have this as a story, though, because it is that sort of game. In the right scenario where you have to guard the seer across the table against the opposition or something. There we go. I think that's enough orange in that. Let's find a little bit of that soft brown again. We just put that over the boy's sleeves because they look a bit clean. I'll put a bit more into the leg guards. Leg guards, his leggings. Just to bring that shade in a bit onto the back of there. Anyway, you think needs a little bit of a shadow, really. There we go. I think the grey, that's done. Just got to finish painting the base, really. Let's finish that off quick. Get our dry brushing thing off. Grab some fawny beige colour. He could just do what he liked, didn't he, really? It'd be quite easy to, write a scenario with this guy actually being Odin. There we go. Well, thank you for joining us, mate. You have a really cracking Christmas. I'm not sure when and what I'm doing. I'm going to probably sneak off up here at some point when I get fed up. So probably have some off the cuff painting ones. Who can tell? So just paint the edge of the thing black. then he'd be ready for his stuff. Well, thanks for joining me, mate. Do you know what I mean? I just think that finishes off nicely when you paint the edge of the base. The lad's eyeballs are really tiny, so they're not worth doing. I think it's not gonna add anything to the miniature. They risk just being, if you look how small they are, it risks them looking really goggle-eyed. Where the focus is on his eyes, I'll leave it there. Well, or lack of eyes. So yeah, we could just put a little bit of brown edge work on that leather, I think. If we go into town on this one, so I'm going to use flat earth for this, just because it was the first thing I could grab. What we're going to do, load up a brush, and all this leather, I'm just going to put some of this. Is it going to be light enough? No. Need a lighter brown than that. Just take that off. Is that going to be too light? Let's try this beigey one. Just see what it looks like. Oh, far too bright. Oh, it's far too bright. It might be that one. Monster brown. That might work. This is the thing. It's good to experiment. Yeah, that's good. We don't want it to be really pingy, so we just want to just hit those edges. Just let the very tippy brush just touch down ever so lightly. So you're looking at the edge of these straps. It doesn't matter if you don't get all of them, you just get the ones that are pointing up towards the thing. And it doesn't matter if you drift off a little bit like I did there. It just makes it like the light's catching it somewhere else. It's only when you go completely solid that it's gonna look kind of weird. Just highlight that furry stuff in there. There we go. And we'll just do a bit, same colour, just highlight the lad's hair out. And I think we're there, barring a tuft. There we go. A fairly quick impression of what Darren Linton painted on their website, I think. So that's an hour 40. So there we go. All right, guys. I think we'll leave that one there. That's been this miniature. SPR11 Pagan Priest for the Blind Seer and his boy. From Gripping Beast Miniatures. Right, that's the painting done, I think. I'll give you a ring in a minute, Johnny. That's cool. Right, well, thank you for joining me, guys. I'd like to wish you all a a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. If I don't see you before, I'm going to try and get one in. I've not worked out the dates yet, but I'll post it up on Facebook, etc. I'd just like to say thanks for all your support, guys. The channel's really growing. I think we're at 830 or something like that now. So, yeah, cheers, Frank. Cheers, Rich. So, yeah, so for everyone that's on board or seeing this tomorrow, I wish you all the best for Christmas. Enjoy yourselves. I'll see you next time. And if you haven't already, if you could pop a subscribe and a like and ring the notification bell and all that sort of jazz, that'll be great. And next year sometimes we'll bust that 1,000, which would be good. Okay, guys. Well, thanks, shipmates, again, and I'm out of here. Okay, mate. I'll speak to you in the morning. Yeah, would that be better? I don't think I got your phone number. I've got Deb's. All right, mate. Yeah, cheers, and I will cut you loose and see you soon. Cheers, guys. Merry Christmas.